The luxury SUV rolled to a stop beside a weathered beach cottage just as the morning sun painted the ocean with streaks of gold. No reporters had followed her. No board members knew where she had gone. The powerful female CEO who had spent years building a billion-dollar company had disappeared without telling anyone. She had escaped the pressure, the headlines, and the loneliness that success could never cure. As she stepped onto the quiet porch, carrying nothing but a single suitcase and a heart exhausted by years of pretending to be strong, she noticed a black single father in the neighboring yard helping his little daughter build a sandcastle. Neither of them realized that this peaceful seaside town was about to rewrite both of their lives forever. Before this unforgettable story begins, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who believes in kindness and second chances, and subscribe to Heartwarming Tales for more emotional stories that remind us that hope often arrives when life feels completely broken. Althea Monroe had become one of the youngest CEOs in the country before turning 40. Business magazines celebrated her determination. Television interviews praised her intelligence. Investors admired her fearless leadership. Yet every achievement came with another sleepless night, another lonely hotel room, another birthday spent inside conference halls instead of surrounded by people who genuinely cared about her. For nearly 15 years, she had sacrificed friendships, relationships, and family gatherings to protect the company she had built from nothing. Everyone admired her success, but no one noticed the quiet sadness behind her confident smile. When betrayal from a trusted executive nearly destroyed everything she had worked for, Althea realized that the business she loved had slowly consumed the life she deserved. Her doctor insisted she needed rest before stress permanently damaged her health. Her older aunt, the only family member who truly understood her, suggested spending several weeks in Seabrook Cove, a peaceful beach town where life moved with the rhythm of gentle waves instead of endless meetings. At first, Althea resisted. She believed successful people could not simply disappear. But after another sleepless night staring at the ceiling of her luxury apartment, she packed one suitcase, turned off her phone, and quietly drove toward the coast before sunrise. Seabrook Cove felt like another world. Children laughed while chasing seagulls along the shoreline. Elderly couples walked hand in hand beneath bright blue skies. Small fishing boats drifted peacefully across sparkling water, and neighbors greeted one another by name. Nobody cared about expensive cars or designer clothes. Nobody recognized the famous CEO who suddenly became just another visitor searching for peace. For the first time in years, Althea breathed deeply without feeling rushed. The cottage beside hers belonged to Kellen Rhodes, a hardworking black single father raising his 8-year-old daughter, Brielle. 5 years earlier, a tragic car accident had taken his wife, leaving him with unimaginable grief and an overwhelming responsibility. Every morning before daylight, Kellen repaired fishing boats at the local marina. Every afternoon belonged entirely to Brielle. Together they explored tide pools, collected colorful seashells, planted flowers around their small home, and watched dolphins swim near the pier. Their house was simple, their income modest, but their lives overflowed with love, kindness, and quiet gratitude. On Althea's second morning in town, she struggled to carry several heavy grocery bags across the sandy path leading to her cottage. Before she could refuse assistance, Kellen calmly lifted the bags with an easy smile and carried them to her porch. There were no awkward introductions, no curiosity about her expensive vehicle, and no attempt to impress her. He simply noticed someone needing help and offered it without expecting anything in return. That small act of kindness stayed with Althea for the rest of the day. Over the following weeks, their paths crossed naturally beneath the warm daytime sunshine. Sometimes they met while buying fresh fruit at the farmer's market. Other afternoons they greeted each other while watching children play near the beach. Brielle quickly welcomed Althea into her colorful world, proudly showing her seashell collections, handmade drawings, and dreams of becoming a marine biologist. Her innocent enthusiasm slowly melted the emotional walls Althea had spent years building around herself. One Saturday, the town hosted its annual Beach Blessings Festival. Families filled the shoreline with picnic blankets, music, handcrafted decorations, and cheerful laughter. Althea quietly observed from a distance, feeling like an outsider. She had attended glamorous charity galas attended by celebrities and world leaders, yet none of those events carried the warmth of this simple gathering. When Brielle noticed her sitting alone, the little girl insisted she join their family picnic. Soon Althea found herself laughing during sandcastle competitions, helping children decorate kites, and sharing homemade lemonade beneath bright afternoon skies. It was the happiest she had felt in years. As days became weeks, Kellen and Althea discovered pieces of themselves they had hidden from the rest of the world. Kellen shared the quiet loneliness that arrived each evening after Brielle fell asleep, when memories of his late wife filled the silent rooms. Althea admitted that despite owning luxury homes and leading thousands of employees, she often felt like the loneliest person in every room she entered. Neither offered easy answers. Instead, they simply listened with compassion, allowing healing to begin through understanding rather than advice. One beautiful morning, Brielle's school organized a family ocean discovery day. Parents and volunteers gathered along the beach to teach children about protecting marine life. Kellen planned to attend, but an emergency repair at the marina threatened to delay him. Without hesitation, Althea offered to help. She spent the morning walking beside Brielle as the little girl excitedly identified seashells, rescued tiny starfish trapped in shallow pools, and proudly presented a school project about ocean conservation. When Kellen finally arrived, breathless from rushing across town, he found Brielle smiling brighter than ever because someone had refused to let her special day become another disappointment. Watching Althea encourage his daughter awakened emotions Kellen had buried for years. He realized that love did not always arrive with dramatic promises. Sometimes it quietly appeared through dependable kindness shown when no recognition was expected. Althea experienced a similar realization. She had spent years believing strength meant handling every burden alone. Yet standing beside Kellen and Brielle, she discovered that true strength often meant allowing others to share life's joys and struggles together. The peaceful rhythm of Seabrook Cove continued transforming her heart until reality unexpectedly returned. News finally reached the town that Althea's company faced another major crisis. Financial reporters questioned her mysterious disappearance, while board members demanded her immediate return. The peaceful life she had discovered suddenly seemed temporary. She quietly packed her suitcase one early morning, believing she needed to leave before becoming emotionally attached to a life that could never truly belong to her. Before sunrise, Brielle noticed the packed car outside Althea's cottage. Without fully understanding what was happening, the little girl ran across the yard holding a small glass jar filled with seashells they had collected together over the previous weeks. She gently placed the jar into Althea's hands, hoping she would remember that every shell carried a happy memory waiting beside the ocean. That simple gift broke something inside Althea. For years, million-dollar business deals had failed to make her cry, yet one child's sincere love brought tears she could no longer hide. Kellen quietly walked toward them as golden sunlight stretched across the waves. He did not ask her to abandon her responsibilities. He did not promise an easy future. Instead, he reminded her that success should never cost someone the chance to experience genuine happiness. He believed extraordinary careers and meaningful relationships did not have to compete if people possessed enough courage to protect both. His quiet faith in her became the encouragement she had needed all along. Althea returned to the city, but everything about her leadership changed. She introduced healthier work schedules, expanded family leave, created employee wellness programs, and encouraged executives to value people above profits. Her company became stronger not because she worked harder, but because she finally understood that businesses flourish when the people inside them flourish first. Every decision she made reflected lessons learned in a quiet beach town where compassion mattered more than competition. Instead of remaining trapped inside boardrooms every day, Althea regularly returned to Seabrook Cove. Weekends became filled with sunshine, community festivals, fishing trips, and afternoons spent watching Brielle race along the shoreline collecting seashells. Slowly, what had begun as friendship blossomed into a relationship built upon patience, trust, and mutual respect. Neither rushed the future because they understood that lasting love grows steadily through countless ordinary moments shared together. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, leave a heartfelt comment, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to Heartwarming Tales so more people can discover stories that celebrate kindness, healing, and second chances. Special request: comment, "Home is where kindness lives," if you believe love often finds us when we stop chasing success and start embracing the people who truly matter. Months later, another bright summer afternoon filled Seabrook Cove with music as families gathered once again for the annual Beach Blessings Festival. This time, Althea was no longer a lonely visitor escaping her past. She walked beside Kellen while Brielle laughed ahead of them carrying a colorful kite dancing against the clear blue sky. The waves rolled gently onto the shore, just as they had on the morning everything began. Looking across the endless ocean, Althea finally understood that the greatest achievement of her life would never appear on a magazine cover or inside a corporate report. It would be the family she found beside a quiet beach, the little girl who taught her to smile again, and the kind-hearted single father who showed her that even the busiest heart can find peace when it finally discovers where it truly belongs. Sometimes the road away from everything we know becomes the very path that leads us home.